Hey friends, welcome to another episode of Not Your Mama's podcast. The title of this episode is Revolutionize Your Monthly Cycle. In this episode, we are speaking with Mark Amouzgar, who is the CEO and founder of March Health. After seeing his wife suffer from severe menstrual pain every month, Mark started March Health to help women manage their periods. With an app and a wearable device, March Health aims to reduce the physical pain suffered during menstruation and the emotional and psychological effects that may come with it. Mark, I'm really excited about this episode because, as you know, as a woman, every month I go through my cycle. But before we get into what March Health is really about, can you give the audience a little bit more about your background and how you got started today?
Hi, Christina. Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I'm one of the co-founders of March Health. I've been married for 10 years and I've seen my wife every month going through excruciating pain. As a partner, engineer, and entrepreneur, I always wanted to do something about that. Until 2.5 years ago, that I decided to be part of the solution and find a way to reduce her pain. So that was the main and initial purpose behind the March Health products right now we see.
Perfect. So what is the technology behind it? Can you explain a little bit more about it? I know there's a wearable device and also a mobile app that people can have downloaded on their phone. If you can give the audience a more in-depth on how it actually works to stop the pain, help with PMS, etc.
Absolutely. We wanted to have a holistic approach to menstruation and bring a solution, science-based and medical solution for this part of women's health. And we started with focusing on finding a solution to alleviate the physical menstrual pain. And we checked different pain relief technologies out there. Technologies like TENS devices, TENS units, different physical therapy techniques. And we ended up using a technique that has been used in hospitals for internal organ pain management. We took that technology, made it more advanced and compact. It's the device that we have is a 1 inch by 1 inch. The thickness is half an inch. And also more advanced because of the machine learning that we are using in the wearable. So every time that you use it, it learns your body's behavior, the cramps, the intensity of the cramps, the interval between cramps, and every aspect of the body. And adjust itself next time that you're using it based on your body's pain threshold and understanding of the pain. So this is the wearable part. And for the mobile application part, we have a mobile application available right now on iOS and Google Play, which helps with the emotional and psychological aspect associated with monthly menstruation. Mm-hmm. So we try with offering personalized smart recommendation to menstruating people to help with the quality of their lives with the during the cycle. Mm-hmm. So based on the information that we are getting from our users, like the BMI, the nutrition, the diet, different things that we understand about them, we tell them, for example, Sarah, based on your BMI, based on this information, based on that information, if you do this and don't do that, your pain level will be much less. And also you will have a way easier cycle this month. So it's mostly lifestyle recommendations combined with medical ones.
Yeah. So it's like if you eat this certain type of food, it'll kind of, make you a little bit more irritable. And then if you eat this type of food, you'll actually have a smoother emotional monthly cycle. Is that kind of what it does? That kind of helps regulate what you should be eating and not eating?
Exactly. So one part is the diet that we all have, which affects our body's behavior. The other part is the kind of exercises that we might want to do. This is basically that there is an individual level which we consider in our psychological solutions and psychological support, and also the other part is the emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Sarah is menstruating and David is the partner. We part of the app, we ask David to sign up as a supporter of Sarah, and we educate David about how he can be a better and more understanding and supportive partner for Sarah. We educate him about the things that Sarah expects him to do and not to do during Sarah's menstruation. So in general, David will be a better and more supportive and more understanding partner for Sarah if he uses this mobile application. So this is the emotional support part. So we're trying to have a holistic approach to the whole menstrual wellness with having solutions and features for emotional, psychological, and also physical aspect of menstruation.
That's awesome. I think it's important for our partners to understand what we're going through, because usually it's like, oh, you're on your period again, or they just don't really understand or what's happening with our bodies. So I think that's an amazing attribute that you have to your app. Also,
absolutely, Christina. The one point to add here, I myself as a partner, after 10, 12 years of being with my wife, I've always tried to be a more understanding partner. But sometimes I felt that I'm in a black box and I need more information. I need more communication so I can be more supportive and more understanding. And that's exactly your point. That so this feature, this part of the solution that we have comes from my own experience as well, that how, as a partner of a menstruating person, how I can be more understanding. What should I do? What should I need to avoid doing in order to bring more peace and comfort to my loved one?
Oh, I think that's so sweet. I love that it's through the lens of you, because you were probably like, oh, I'm so clueless about all this. And it really shows a lot about like your personality, I feel like, to actually care so much, to like want to help us and help our partners. So I'm curious, like, so the device, you also have the leggings, which the device is connected to. And then let's say if you don't have the leggings and you just have like the freestanding device, how does that hook up to you? And is the device, is it like a prick, or does it just lay on your skin? Can you explain a little bit how it works?
Absolutely. We started with having a 1 inch by 1 inch thickness, a half an inch device, wearable, which gets connected to a pad which goes under the belly or on the back. Let's say I'm on my period, I put it under the belly or on my back whenever cramps hurt, and uses my mobile application to control that and change the intensity and everything about the wearable.
So
Then we noticed that
is it like wavelengths? Like, is it like how is it giving you the pain relief? Is it, I'm just really curious about the technology. Is it
absolutely
sending like
it uses
frequencies?
micropulse technology.
Okay.
So you've seen the physical therapy devices that you put on your skin.
Mm-hmm.
That's a TENS unit, which is designed for surface pain and muscle pain. We are using a slightly different technology called IFC, which is designed for internal organ pain management.
Okay.
Because the source of the pain for menstruation is internal, 6-7 centimeters to 3 inches inside the body. it's a bit different because the waves that safe micropulses, they need to go through the skin, the muscles, the fat, everything in between to get to the source of the pain in order to be able to block it. So yes, we use a safe micropulse technology. And the secret sauce that we have is the frequency and the intensity of the waves that we use. And we have a couple of pending patents on them. So in order to be able to bring the next generation of pain management solutions for menstruation industry. So we started with that wearable, and then we noticed that our user base that we were testing our device with, they like to use it whenever they only have like severe pain, which is a couple of hours during the couple of first or second or like 4 days of the menstruation. But we wanted to get more information from the body's behavior, because that information will help us a lot in giving more accurate recommendations to our user to improve their quality of life. So we thought about like what we can do to make sure that this sensor, this device, this wearable, this technology being used not just for a couple of hours every month, but probably a couple of days. So that was the moment that we came up with this legging solution. So it's a very fancy legging, like the fancy yoga pants that you wear. And from outside, no one can recognize the difference. But in the belt part, we embedded the technology to not only mute the pain, but also detect the pain level that you might have and experience, the interval between cramps and the intensity of them. And this way, we learn the body's behavior. And this will help us in a midterm to work on diagnostic solutions as well, on diagnosing or understanding underlying health conditions for our users.
Hey friends, I hope you are enjoying this week's episode of Not Your Mama's Podcast. This podcast would not be possible if it wasn't for the support of you, my wonderful community. To support Your Mama's Podcast, please click the support link right down below, and you can donate just as little as 99 cents. Also, follow me in the Shop Like to Know It app, where you can follow me with all my exclusive content, all the way from baby products I love, fashion and style, and everything in between. Now let's get back to the episode. Have you ever thought about fertility and when someone's at their peak for getting pregnant? Have you ever thought about implementing things like that into the technology?
Absolutely. We are covering not just the menstruation part, but the whole cycle, the 28, 29, 30 days. It's different for different people. So we are covering the whole cycle. Okay. The reason that for now we are focused on the menstruation period of the whole menstrual cycle is that there are so many startups that are working in the pregnancy and fertility space. Actually, let me put it this way. The whole femtech industry has been very underserved and underfunded for so long, other than the fertility and pregnancy part. So we decided to put the main focus on the menstrual wellness, because we thought that this is a needed solution for half of the population that are menstruating, and the other half that are affected by it because their loved ones is menstruating. So we believe that this is not just a 50% of society's problem. Not even a problem. It's the most natural thing happening in the body. Yeah. It's for everyone. Everyone is engaged. straight or gay, either I am menstruating or I have a loved one who does. And affects people on an individual level, in a family level, in a society level, and businesses and everyone. So we wanted to be part of the solution and make sure that we normalize talking about that, educating the partners, educating the parents, and offering a way for menstruating people and their loved ones to be able to understand this part of the cycle much easier and better.
Yeah, I love it. I really need to try out one of these devices. So if I were to sign up, how would it work? How do people participate in March Health? Can you kind of give a rundown of what it would look like once you sign up? How long does it take to get the device, etc.?
Absolutely. Right now, our mobile application is in the beta phase. So we are a fairly new startup. And in the last 2 years, we have been working on the science and medical part of our technology to make sure that we validate the technology, make sure that one, everything is safe. We did run multiple focus groups. We tailored our solution many times. We did pivot many times to make sure that we are using advanced solution with advanced technology, which is very easy to use and with high efficacy, affordable, and very effective. So our mobile application, the beta version of that, is ready right now, available on iOS and Android. And our wearable is in the manufacturing phase. So we are taking pre-orders right now.
Okay.
So if you are interested, please go to the website march.health and you can pre-order the wearable in that website. And in a couple of weeks, we will launch our Indiegogo campaign as well. So you can get it from the website with a discounted rate or from our Indiegogo campaign.
Okay, perfect. And what does it look like in terms, is it a monthly subscription or is it a one-time yearly thing? Can you explain to the audience what the breakdown of fees are?
We wanted to make sure that we bring an affordable solution for everyone. So we decided to move forward with subscription. So if you are one of the lucky ones and you don't have a physical period pain, you just wanted to use the premium feature of the mobile application, you pay $5 per month, not $4.99 price for a cup of coffee, and then use the premium version of the app. Okay. What do you get? You get the smart recommendations, you get the loved one feature to let your loved ones support you, and you get many more features about health insight and many more things. If you have monthly pain, physical pain, then you pay $5 more, $10 per month, and you get the premium of the app plus the wearable for free.
Okay.
We are charging a very small fee of $29 to cover the manufacturing cost of the wearable when we start. So that's the activation fee. Other than that, you pay $10 per month for the wearable and the premium of the app to get.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for breaking that down. And everyone, I will have all of the information down below in the show notes so you can check it out, sign up. I think that this is wonderful technology, revolutionizing our monthly cycles and a better way to even understand our own bodies. Now, Mark, I have 4 questions that I ask all my first-time guests. So my first question to you is, who and what inspires you?
My wife. Seeing her, she inspired me to come to this space. As a male who doesn't menstruate, but firsthand I see my loved one menstruating, and I wanted to help her. And what inspires me, the goal that we have in mind. We are committed to bring at least 50 million people to use our technology and make sure that we change their quality of life for better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Some people have real extreme menstrual cycles. I know when I was in my younger years, like my high school years, teenage years, they were really bad. I sometimes couldn't go to school. It's gotten better as I've matured and gotten older, but those first, teenage years, it was really bad. I couldn't go to school, basically. Um, so my second question to you is, what is something you wished you knew when you were younger?
Uh, that's totally fine to fail.
Mhm.
And you have enough time to get back up and continue, and don't rush. Just enjoy the pace of your life, especially in your 20s.
Yeah, no, that's a good advice. And failure is not really failure. It's just a lesson and it pivots you to head in the right direction. So
Exactly.
I think it's a great reminder because people, they have a roadblock and then they stop. You just got to continue going and know that you are on the right path. And, I've been speaking to a lot of people, and if everything was a blessing or a gift and you received it right away, you wouldn't even really appreciate it or understand that it is a gift, and it's way more rewarding to actually go through the challenges and for yourself. So I like
So
that.
true.
Yeah, I like that advice. So my third question is, what's the essential part of your daily routine?
The planning part. Every morning, I try to plan my day and answer 3 questions for myself. What do I need to let go today? It
Mhm.
can be an emotion, it can be something bothering me. What am I grateful for? It can be a simple thing, meeting, a call that I'm going to have with my friend, or a delicious lunch, or anything, a time that I want to spend with my wife, or anything that I'm grateful for that specific day. And the third question is, what will I focus on today?
Mhm.
I've learned that I cannot multitask, and I better focus on one thing at a time and be done with that. So I decide myself, what can I do today? What are the 3 things or 2 things or one thing that I can do today
Mhm.
to change the business for better?
Mhm.
And I focus on that.
That's great. No, I think that's wonderful advice. I think that can apply to anyone, whether you're just a mom at home, like how can you be better and plan your day and make yourself happy and your kids happy. And it's also great hearing this stuff from like CEOs and co-founders of startup companies. I think it's important because it's inspiring. So the fourth question and the last one is the best advice you've ever received.
If you're an entrepreneur, always hire people who are smarter than you.
That's a good advice.
That really helped me a lot along the way.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. And they can help see things that you don't see and come up with
Absolutely.
creative things. And I definitely think that's really great advice. All right, Mark, do you have any last words before we say goodbye today?
Christina, I really, really appreciate this interview and the thoughtful question that you asked. The last part, I want to talk about the data privacy that we have at March Health.
Mhm.
So we let our users to own the data, and 2 layers of privacy that we have to make sure that whoever using the mobile application, they own their data, and it's very safe, considering the political climate that we have right now. So I just wanted to mention this, and I again really, really appreciate this opportunity, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And that was a really great point to bring up, is about the data, because people sell data all the time and it is a crazy environment out there with all these apps. So thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of Not Your Mama's podcast. And I hope to see you guys in the next one.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Not Your Mama's podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.